You probably won't finish this video, and that's the problem. Because if you do finish it, you will find out exactly how I make 3D printed LED signs and how they made us more than 100 grand. Over the years of running my 3D printing company, I see the same mistake time and time again. People with 3D printer are struggling to make good income out of it. And not because they are bad in 3D printing, and also not because there is no money in 3D printing, but because they make some major mistakes. And one of them is selling the wrong thing to the wrong audience. And that's why I will show you in this video how I make 3D printed LED signs step by step, whole process. Let's get into it. See you in my office. So, we are there in the Canva. And when you want to make 3D printed LED sign, at the beginning, you need to make a logo, or company will give you a logo. So in case that you make a logo by yourself, you can start in Canva, and I just made this simple text on a print, and then we can move with this logo into Fusion 360. But you need the file SVG. You can export this file here. I think you need to have paid Canva for this file, but there are tricks that we also teach our students that you can get away without the paid Canva, because you can convert these files also different way to SVG, but that's one way to do it right here. That's it. So when you have file, then we can move into Fusion 360. And what I did here is I imported this logo. But before you import the logo into Fusion 360, you need to know how big sign you will make, okay? So let's say I have the measurements here, 150 centimeters by 50 centimeters. So this square was the first thing I did in the Fusion. And then the second thing I did is import SVG file on a print and make it as big as the rectangle that I made before, okay? Finish sketch. And the next thing is I extruded the letter. You need to extrude one by one. And always when you extrude, you need to make new component. It's not written here because we already extruded it, but you will see the new component here. And for each letter, it's the best to make new component. Okay, you can also make new bodies, but to make new component is better. And then what we have here, this is the black part of the letter. And you don't need to make the hollow part. You don't need to make the letter hollow, because I am using one very good trick which saves us a lot of time in the Fusion 360 3D modeling things, and this is that we make solid parts here and then we make hollow letters in the slicer. So that's the black letter, let's say. And then you need to make offset. In this case, the offset is 2.5 millimeters. We are teaching our students which offsets to use, and it really depends if the sign is inside LED sign or outside LED sign, and if the letters are made in one piece or in more pieces, and which material you are using, if you're using ASA or PEGI or PLA, okay? So there are a lot of things you need to be careful with, but in this case we are making, let's say, LED sign from PLA or ASA, we can use this offset right here, 2.5. And then I extruded this letter on top of another one, and this part, this bigger letter, will be a transparent letter in the future, because you can see it can fit into this one like this, okay? And also it's higher. Why it's higher? Because this letter goes down into this letter, and then you need some space which will glow, because this will be transparent part and the bottom part will be black part, or part any other color. So then we export those two things one by one. STL file you need to export, and then here we are in the Bamboo Lab slicer. When you import letter, for example black letter here, you always need to turn it by 180. Never forget this. Why? Because this side is actually bottom side of the letter, and this side is actually top side of the letter when it will be printed, because you want top side to be on the bottom on the board, that it will have nice finish, okay? And you don't need to turn around transparent part. Okay, so we have the two letters here together. It will not be printed like this, of course. Both two letters, transparent and black parts, will be printed separately on the separate print bed, because it saves time, that you don't need to change the filament every single layer. If you would print them together, then you would need to do this. Okay, here's the trick. Everything stays the same here for this kind of LED sign. Then the wall loops. You need 4 wall loops, 0 top layers, 5, let's say 6 for the black part, bottom layers, and 0 infill. And what we have then part like this when it's 3D printed. We have 4 walls and 6 bottom layers. We saved a lot of time right now, you can already see, because we didn't need to model the hollow part in the Fusion 360, and we can just export a lot of letters which are full bodies into the slicer, and when we slice each letter we already have the settings and the letters will come out hollow. And for the transparent, this is transparent PG letter, we can change the settings a little bit for inside LD Signs, and we can have just 3 walls and 5 bottom parts, and then it will look like this. And those 2 parts will then come together nicely. You need to be careful about the fittings. The fittings are really important here, and the fittings depends on also if you're making inside or outside LD sign and which material are you using, okay? Because for inside LD signs, it's okay if it doesn't fit perfect because it doesn't need to be watertight, but for the outside LD signs it's important that it's watertight and that we can seal everything nicely with a sealant at the end also. We can move to the workshop. So we are here in the workshop. Printers are running, and I want to show you how everything looks like when it's 3D printed. Now I'm printing the transparent parts on our Bamboo Labs. This is what we made in the slicer. This is what I was talking about. So this is the black part, very nice surface. I always use PET beds, and this is the transparent part, and they fit together very nicely. So this is just a sample letter, okay? Otherwise we make bigger LD signs. I just made this to show you how it fits together. And then when you have the black parts, like this letter, which was made into 2 parts actually, then you can put the LED light into it. And we are using special LEDs. It's called the S-type, and it can be bent very easily. And then you can just glue 1 cable on it. We still need to connect this one, and then the transparent part will come into this letter E. And then at the end it glows like this. It looks very beautiful. So this is just the sample I made for you guys to show you how those letters glow. Looks like the letter is actually floating above the wall at the end, and clients like this. And this is suitable for a lot of luxury applications. We are also making outside LD signs like this for the companies, for the different stores, and also for the offices. Here we have the letters we are making right now. We have 6 LD signs in the manufacturing process right now. Those 2 are already finished, they are waiting for the client, and as you can see, the same process like I showed you. And those letters were painted. We have also a special process how we paint our 3D printed parts that they last for a long time also outside if it's necessary. We are painting our LD signs if we can't get the same color of the filament as the company wants. And this is the smaller inside LD sign, and we are teaching all this our students which boards to use, which profiles to use on the sides, how to connect everything on the back side, how to make the whole process of making LD signs more efficient, okay? Because we work a lot on this. We have many projects, and it really pays off to work on the efficiency right now and figure out a lot of different stuff how we can make things faster, better, nicer, stronger, and that it lasts for a longer time outside. Those are the letters which were joined from more pieces, and we are also teaching this method our students how to join the letters properly, like seams are not even visible, very little bit, but when I will clean this front side of the letter, the seam won't be visible anymore. It's not the hardest thing to make LD sign, but the hardest thing is to get the clients for it, to get the good clients which are ready to pay the price, and that's the thing what we also specialize in. So the true thing is, what we specialize in is marketing part. You know, when you get the client who is ready to pay you, then you will also make the logo somehow. With our help, you will not have a problem. But the marketing part is very important. I would say maybe it's the most important even, you know. We figure out how to make marketing that works for LD signs. And with this marketing strategy, we achieved so many clients that we actually were not able to make that much LD signs, which is a nice problem to have. And like all the companies who grow very big, they have this problem, and you need to have it, okay? And I am happy that also we have it, and that's why we are working now a lot on the optimization. So the marketing part is the part what we really get into with our students also. You can see how everything worked out. And if you are still here, it means that you find this video helpful. But if you want to know to who I am selling LD signs and how we find our clients and how we can price our project so high, then you can check our Instagram, because I'm also talking in depth about this. So if you're interested how I built 100 grand LD sign business, click my Instagram link in the description and DM me system to see if you qualify into my one-on-one mentorship, where I teach you everything you need to know to start making 5,000 euros per month with your 3D printer at home. See you inside.